The hidden treasure we are all born with, and yet is so elusive. Once, at a crossroads, there was a man who used to beg for pennies every day at the same spot. One day, he passed away, and the people of the town decided to bury him exactly where he used to sit. As they dug, they came across a case with lots of money and precious jewels directly beneath this spot. This is a simple metaphor for one of the biggest treasures we have all been born with, but may have never truly understood. To me, my own faith of Jainism is one of the most scientific, logical, and complete philosophies out there. I've set out below some of the links between Jainism and our day-to-day lives. Have a read and reflect on how much of this holds true for you. 1. Global issues. Two of the biggest problems that face us as a global community are global warming and inequality in several forms. They are complex issues with multiple causes. The Jain principle of ahimsa for not just humanity, but all 8.4 million species of life is a philosophy that, if even partially followed, provides a solution for many of these issues. I see ahimsa as a bird flanked by the wings of aparigraha, non-violence of things or vastu, and anekanta, non-violence of thought or vichar. Considering an issue from multiple angles is the first step to resolving disagreements or stopping wars. Jain sadhus and sadhvis are the highest example of non-violence of things, anto, aparigraha, and non-possessiveness, providing absolute mercy to 8.4 million species of life through their 5 great vows or Panch Mahavrat, the first of which is absolute ahimsa to all life, from 1 sensed up to 5 sensed and humans. I do not expect that we can all live life to the same extent, but I do think that we can actively bring our attention to aparigraha, anekanta, ahimsa. We can practice charity, practice restraint, non-violence of things and thought as far as we possibly can. Number 2, mental health. Mental health is one of the biggest issues of the modern world. We all know a positive mindset is so important, but how do we stay positive? We tend to overthink into the future and worry about things that may or may not exist or are temporary. Reflect on that for a moment. The Jain philosophy gives us the tools to attain and achieve this positivity. The 12 deep reflections or Bar Bhavana are core to our dharma. And these reflections help us to develop an inner strength that can help us to understand what is permanent versus what is temporary, and not pin all our hopes on the impermanent, building castles in the air, but instead building resilient mindsets. Number 3, relationships. Global and local wars, divorce, generational disagreements. These are examples of where people struggle to be at peace with one another. The Jain principle of anekanta at its basic level means the truth is not always binary. It is quite complex. Different viewpoints may define truth in different ways, depending on the conditions and limitations of each person's position. So how does Jainism help us to deal with this? Firstly, just the knowledge of 4 additional reflections. Maitri, friendship with the world and all at large. Brahmod, praising and learning good from others and avoiding jealousy. Karuna, compassion for all life. And Madhyastha, neutrality without anger. The deeper understanding of karma philosophy enables us to accept any situation with glad acceptance. And we've recently had the chance in our book club to explore a book entitled The Jailer, which is all about karma and the practical application of karma philosophy in life. Solutions from disagreements can be found when we understand the nature of anger, where it comes from, and what it can trigger in different people. Understanding your enemy is the solution to one day defeating it. Science. Science is fact, religion is faith, I hear some say. My view is that science and religion do not go against each other, but complement each other fantastically. Note that I am a medical doctor, an Ayurvedic practitioner of Jyotish, and also, most of all and above everything else, a devotee of Bhagwan. And several aspects of the Jain lifestyle, way of life, diet have been proven and adapted by modern day science. This includes intermittent fasting, avoiding eating late at night, which have featured several times in research into diabetes, obesity, gastroenterology, and peptic ulcer disease. Moreover, scientific research supports environmental benefits of plant-based diets, including lower greenhouse gas emissions, reduced resource consumption, compassion, and all these resonate with the Jain principles of environmental stewardship and sustainable living. Yoga. Globally, yoga is an increasingly popular practice. Did you know that even the word yoga, in its original sense, refers to salvation? The asanas and pranayama we commonly practice today are 2 of the 8 steps mentioned in Patanjali Yoga Sutra. The ultimate aim is to still the mind and disentangle us from whatever stops us from feeling free to attain moksha. Many ancient Jain texts, such as Haribhadra Suriji's writing, refer to yoga in an even wider context than we may appreciate today. Many of us have come to these movements through other sources, but our own ancient sages and texts refer to many of these, which you can use to a greater understanding for physical, mental, and spiritual health. This is why I refer to this as a treasure that was given to us at birth, but we never truly realized we had, and as the story of the beggar at the crossroads illustrates to us. I could go on and say more, but simply wanted to highlight how this ancient philosophy can help us navigate modern day living and beyond. To not just chase the ever speeding up treadmill, but to press the stop button, introspecting, and find that treasure that was always there within us. With all humility, in the process of doing this, if I've said anything wrong or against Jin Shasan or disrespected anyone, Michami Dukdam. I would like to here extend thanks to the OA UK magazine for allowing me to write an article